The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast. I am Andy Walker and I am, as usual, joined by my son Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
Hello there. Now, this seems to be, we're going to do tonight, this episode seems to be something we do every season now, which is a Deformed Lunchbox special. They are putting out more stuff at the moment, but some of it isn't actually theirs. Some of it is...
No.
They're putting it out for on their channel for other people.
Yes.
So but it's all good stuff and everything.
But it does seem like they've got a lot that they've put out in the last month.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some of this stuff's been up there for a few months, but it's kind of like there's been a couple of them that come out only in the last month or so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sort of seems like it seems to be got a steady stream of them.
Yeah. How are you anyway?
I'm okay. I'm just really tired, and I just expected to spin it go. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. But how are you, Father?
Me, I'm okay-ish. Feel like I've been kicked in the chest by a horse most of the time, but other than that, I'm fine. I think
kicked in the chest by a horse to show it wasn't a small donkey.
No, I've never come in contact with a small donkey. So anyway, shall we get on with this? Yeah, so we're going to do 7 short films that are all available on YouTube on the Deformed Lunchbox channel. The first of these films is called Crumbs. This is from Crazy Eights Films. Written by Jesse Nelson and Kyle Siemens, directed by Jesse and W. Cody Nelson. Yeah. What did you think?
I wasn't too sure what to expect when it first started. I was a bit, I don't know, it was a bit weird. Like I was expecting it to sort of be. I expected it to be weird, obviously, because it's just the type of film that I don't know, it just automatically felt like it was, but it seemed to take a lot darker twist than I thought it was going to for a start.
Yeah,
but it seemed to get worse as in like quality wise, but like sort of further and further downhill mentally as the more I want it. But I really liked it. I thought that like the acting was really great to it. Cinematography I thought was amazing, especially so many angles they had of it. The editing was done very well, I thought, with some of the bits with cutting in and out. And the makeup of Crumbs I thought was really well done, and his sort of costume. But it's like I said before, it's not a unique idea, but it's a very unique way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite an intense film. It's quite
yes,
and I like. The effects were great. I thought the effects were really good. But as you say, it kind of got darker as it went on, and it was a lot more.
This seemed to me like there's a lot of them sort of hard hitting genre sort of feels to it that a lot of people seem to sort of either do and it does very well, or they sort of try and skirt around the idea because it's sort of something it's a bit hard to touch on for a lot of people.
I was quite surprised actually by how much they managed to get into such a short film.
Yes,
because there is a lot in it for the film. I mean, it's not that long a film, but it's really good. I really liked it. I think it could be made longer, in fact, and it could be done. I think it was a really good film. I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, this. I agree with you. The amount of stuff that they seem to be able to put in, I think it's about 15 minutes long, and the amount of stuff that for me, like we were saying, is it tells more of a story in them 15 minutes than a lot of the feature films that
Yeah,
we've sat and watched have
yeah,
done.
yeah,
And it's they seems to have a lot in it and a lot more story in it. And I would love to see what they could do if they can make a feature length and what, or not even a feature length, but just the one that's expanded a bit, to sort of half an hour, maybe a bit longer,
yeah,
and what
yeah.
they could do with it. Because I think this film could have been a
It's
lot
really good.
longer, and they could have done a lot more with it. But it's just, I loved everything about it.
Yeah, true. So I agree completely. Okay, on to the second one. The second one is called the Silent Lay Steady. This is Backward Films and Ethereum Films. Written and directed by Travis Laidlaw. I'm sure we've done some stuff by him before. Um, from somewhere else. Uh, I really like this film a lot. It's very odd. There's a good odd sort of weird atmosphere to it right from the start. And the atmosphere builds up and builds up throughout the film, with great use of like sound effects and music and lighting to build the atmosphere in it.
Yeah,
Um, I really like the effects in it are really good. It's a really well made and really interesting film.
yeah, I totally agree. The atmosphere sort of build up and tension, sort of the way it keeps that atmosphere instead of the sort of that build up and then fizzling out and building it back up. And the fact that it just sort of builds and holds the whole way through it.
Yeah,
But it's that hold but gradually intensifies as well. It's weird. It's sort of I've seen films where they build it up and it drops back down and it waves forever. But it's a gradual increase once it gets to that point and then gradual increase. It's very well done. The cinematography again, I think,
mm.
was amazing. Some of the shots and the way it was done, but again, it's the acting for me as well. For a start, I think it was very well done.
I
It's
mean,
just it's
it's a
just showing
kind
the
of
fact that it's sort of how well certain films are now stepping up.
it's. I mean, it's a great sort of working of a kind of a haunted house type thing in
Yeah,
a really kind of original way. I really liked it. I really liked the way it was done. I like that one a lot, actually. I quite
yes,
enjoyed it. Okay, number three, it's the third one, is called Dead Dolls. This is a boys girls production. The director is Danny Barker, and the writers are Danny Barker, Erin Boys, and Anna Boys. Yeah, I quite like it.
yeah,
It's very odd. It's a good use of sound and visuals to create this sort of like dreamlike atmosphere to it, but it's got
yeah,
strange endings or something. I just found the ending a bit strange.
yeah. It was very sudden. Um, Compared to the rest of the build, like the rest of it, and the build up and the actual rest of the film, it did seem like it was very sort of almost rushed. The sort
Yeah,
of the ending to it, although I wasn't 100% sure of how to end it. But again, I did like it. I agree with you. It's a very weird. It did feel sort of part of it like that. Like sort of a music video sort of feel to it, that sort of trance music dance to it. Again, it's the way that it was done into it, the editing and the film shooting of it. You sort of focus on her dancing,
yeah,
and then you start noticing bits in the background and bits because you've got that haze around them. You start noticing. I think it's
yeah,
very well done. It did seem a bit of a weird bits of certain focusing that they were doing on some of the camera angles, certain some of the
yeah,
shots, like focusing on the birds and the first bit where they're focusing in on the tree line behind her. But it's I do like the atmosphere and the noise like the noise scape in the background.
yeah,
It wasn't over intense. It was like very slight and sort of very sort of muffled and distant. So you're actually having to pay a lot more attention to it. But
yeah.
it's
No,
just
I mean, it was. I do like it, but it was a bit odd, and it was a bit kind of. I don't know. It left me feeling a bit kind of like, oh, okay, fine,
yeah,
but you know, I don't know. Okay. The fourth film is called The Trunk. And this again is Backwards Pictures and Slinger Pictures. Written and directed again by Travis Laidlaw. It's odd but interesting. Um, I don't know, they build up the atmosphere in it quite well, and I love the props. I mean, that the trunk itself is really well
Oh
done.
yeah,
Um, and the effects are really good. It's a really good short film, and it's kind of like it's another one of those ones. There's a lot going on in it. There's a lot to it.
yeah,
And, I'd like to know a bit more about what it was all about.
yeah. That's the same. I part of it for me was a bit predictable. Obviously, the bit which is sitting in the bath, I thought, okay, this is unknown, but it's not. It's not a disappointing factor. Like you said, the special effects to it was amazing. The special effects on what happens to the dad
Yeah,
was amazing. And I was
really.
saying, I've seen some quite high budget films that have not got anywhere close to that sort of special effects.
That
But
was really
I do,
good.
yeah, I do agree. The props of it for the trunk, even the location, sort of the communication and the bond between the actors in it was great. It's just it's saying it's a good film. It's very weirdly done and very sort of it's sort of intense, but it's a very good film and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I did. I thought it was really good, really well done, really good film. Really good. Okay, number five. This is good. Going back to the kind of um their normal kind of more of their normal sort of fare, if you like, for Deformed Lunchbox. It's a film called Camp, written and directed by Bronson Allen. Um, I this is a nasty but good little film.
It's 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 very much their type of films.
Yeah. I mean, the effects are decent. There's a good bit of humour in it. I really like it. I think it works really well. But it is quite a nasty little film, isn't
It
it?
is it's almost one of them things where you sit there and I don't want to say stereotype it, but you think of a lot of films and stuff like that, or you hear stories of people that when they go say, "Oh, we're sending our children to summer camp," and all," they're
Yeah,
normally the ones that sort of in films you're like, "You're a bit of a dick."
yeah.
You're a bit of a, you're the kids are a bit like, yeah, I can understand why your parents. And it's one of the moments with this film when I sat there like, that's the stereotype of yeah, you need to go to camp. But
I mean, I
I
did
think
like
it's, I don't know, just I wasn't expecting it, and it's very odd to
no,
say. We've watched so many of their films and seen so many of their twists and turns, and it's still the fact that they do stuff like this, and I go, oh, okay,
yeah.
um,
I wasn't expecting it to go where it did or the way it did. But it's a great little film. I mean, it is quite short, and but it's just really good. I really enjoyed watching it. It's so much fun.
I do love the fact that it's the same. As like I said, we've watched so many of their films, and
Yeah,
even ones that have helped put out, their ones particularly, and I sit there and it still amazes me the fact that after God knows how many of their films, the fact that there's still that shock in it. Like I go, I wasn't expecting that.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I really like that. Okay, number six. The sixth film is called Follow Me. This is SPK Productions, directed by Philip Zivanovic, and Jesse Nelson, did the first film, was involved in the writing of this. Um, so this is a kind of horror based on kind of TikTok and that whole kind of social media
Yeah,
thing.
trending and
It's
uh,
something a bit different because we haven't seen that sort of thing, the
no,
TikTok thing done that many times. And I like the kind of underlying, I don't know, not so subtly underlying message of how bad social media can be.
yeah,
Uh,
I did sit there and say, like when I got to the end of it, and I thought, like, normally stuff like this, I go, oh, that's a bit of a shock, but I sat there at the end of it, and I was like, that's the way this is going to end up going.
yeah,
It's sort of that
absolutely.
whole. There, wouldn't surprise me if it does get to that point where not obviously. I know it's an extreme case, but the whole trending thing and people doing these challenges and these stupid challenges that people are going, oh, we can do this one, and it sort of ends up being like millions of people have done them, and it's just like really.
Yeah,
And again, this just shows the fact that it is getting to that point and how acceptable. Because obviously, to make this into a film, a lot of people will be like, "Oh my god!" But it's the fact that it is that point where people are going, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's a worry really. Things have become so acceptable on social
yeah.
media. But I like the way it was done. It was well made, and it's I think it was well put over. It worked really well as a film.
Understand the bits to it, the shots they done, the cinematography, and even the effects, I suppose, were great in it. It's the it's the it's the fact that it's saying it's the whole. This is where things could be going.
Yeah,
It's the whole the shock factor. It sort of makes people. For me, it sort of opens your eyes to
yeah,
what could be happening. But it's also that scary moment. This could be happening.
yeah, yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. Okay, the last film, number seven, is called Bug. This is written and directed by Jacob Weldon. Cinematography and the effects in this I thought were really good. They were really well done. It's an interesting idea.
It's
Very
yeah,
strange.
it's very. It's one of the moments where I sat there afterwards. I sat there and watched this film, and I actually admit I watched it twice because I seriously thought that I. Obviously, I've said to people, I've said it on here before, and you know that I suffer quite a bit with mental health issues. So I sat there and watched this, and I'm like, did I have a relapse? I must have done halfway through this film. So I then watched it again, and I'm like, no, this is that film, okay. And it's sort of it's the multiple bits in it with the whole the bug being whether or not it's the bug is in the insect or a computer bug or
Both, or yeah,
both or what or like visual bugs and stuff like that. And it's I've got to admit the, the amount of I'm guessing blood, obviously fake blood, but that was
yes,
used and then that last bit of it. I would like to
yeah.
know how much because that was an excessive amount.
There was an excessive amount of blood in that. Yes, it really was. But it
It's,
was done in a really kind of like it was done. It wasn't done in a kind of like, oh my God, look at this. This is disgusting, visceral sort of stuff. It was kind of like I was just sitting there with my mouth open, thinking, oh my God,
It's
when
just
is
it's
this
the
going to
twisted bit
stop?
because obviously you see the first fly and I was like, okay, it's going to be that type of bug that she's going to get bit like she gets bitten first. I'm like, she's
Yeah,
going to end up being infected or turning or something like that. And if she kills that one, I'm like, okay. And then you see the bigger one, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just going to be bigger ones that come along. Fair enough. And then the third one coming along, I'm like, this is just getting a bit excessive now.
yeah.
And then obviously she wakes up and then the computer bugs, I guess it starts off being, or whatever. And I was like, where is this going?
I know.
And I'm still not 100%
No,
sure.
it was very strange. It was very odd, but I really liked it. I thought it was a really good film. It was really just great
Yeah, it was
to
sad. The
watch.
makeup, the makeup and prop design for the creatures, and even her, um, oh, her lesions. I
Yeah,
suppose all the lesion on her neck and the excessive amount of fake blood. I think was very well pointed. It's one of them eye-opening moments. So I sat there, did the same thing. I wasn't sitting there going, "This is excessive." It's just I sat there, just like what a like jaw-dropping moment
yeah,
with it, and it's just
absolutely.
I don't know. It's better to be half the one of the films that I have to possibly rewatch a couple of times just to see if I have missed something
Yeah,
or what.
yes, definitely. Well, there you go. There you go. Seven short films, all on the Deformed Lunchbox YouTube channel. I will put the links up as I always do. Go and check them out and see what you think. Their channel is always worth looking at. I would suggest to anybody listening out there, follow them, subscribe to their YouTube channel, and just watch their stuff whenever it comes up because
Yeah,
it's always
oh,
worth a watch.
I would say like they've got the guys who run the phone, the wonderful lunchbox. Not only their YouTube channel, but the guys in Perth have got such a great taste in films. The fact that they
Mm,
post the films they do, they put them out on their channel and give them such a big support. Obviously, that's one they've done with as well. But they
yeah.
put so many to sort of help people along,
I
and
mean,
their own ones, their own films are just they're almost one of them type of films where you watch and someone goes, "What do you? How do you feel?" That? And it's not something you can really put into words that well. It's
no.
one of them ones you have to watch it
And
just to see what we're seeing.
going to see if I can find out if there's any update on the. They were trying to get the money together to make a feature film called Serial Man,
Yes,
which serial killer, one of the two. Anyway, it was
Serial Man.
Serial Man. And let's see how well or not they've done with that. How they're getting on with
Yeah,
that.
it's Sam. The guys that do their stuff, they're both in helping out other people and their own films.
Yeah,
Just amazed me so much with what they put out,
they are.
like their own film wise, and
They're great guys. They've got great sense of humour. They've got great taste in the films that they make and the films that they put out just on their channel and that sort of thing. But yeah, so check out the films and see what you think. Now, next week we are off to the Romford Horror Film Festival, which is going on from the 29th to the 3rd, 29th of February to the 3rd of
March.
March, that's it. Lots of films on there and lots of things to see and do there. So I think there may be still some tickets online. Check it out. If not, come along anyway, because even if you can't get in to see the films, there is so much that goes on there other than that. There are stalls,
Yes.
there are people, there are going to be celebrities there doing questions and answers and sidings and all sorts of other things like that. And it's just a great atmosphere as well. It's
Yeah,
a good
there's
place to be around.
just said there's stalls. There's not just stalls for the fest, the stuff they put on, but there's for the local area. There's places like that. There's different community things going on. There's got like all the different people that are involved have different connections with other things. There's different things for games, from films to comics to artwork. It's
And
just it's a great weekend.
And there is also a board game pub that is based in the cinema as well.
Yes.
Who meet up there at the weekends? So, well, during the weeks, the weekends. So they will be around. If you want to play, Dungeons and Dragons or Warcraft, or even down to things like Werewolf and just playing card games like Cards for Humanity and all that kind of
But
stuff.
yeah, they've got so many things going on that they've got. Like, even if you don't get a chance to actually play that weekend, they've got so many things that you can go along and talk to them, and they'll give you cards out and put places where to go for all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
It's a great weekend, and come along, just have a laugh.
It is a good weekend. It's a good time. Will be had by all. We will be doing a report back from that in our next episode, and that kind of thing. So, yes. Thank you very much, Scott, for being part of the show as always.
Well, I'm glad. To be honest, I know it sounds horrible. I never would have missed this one. I love watching this stuff, and
Yeah, no, I know.
even if we weren't doing it for this, I would love to watch this stuff.
So we will be back in a couple of weeks' time with a report back from the Romford Horror Film Festival. And until then, have a happy, jolly, jolly time. Be good to each other and yourselves. And most importantly, bye.
Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.